Saturday Social, brought to you by EA Sports FC with PlayStation 5.
We've got a Liverpool, we've got a Man City guest. It did get us thinking. The whiteboard is out, my friend. Explain what is on offer to our guests today.
We like to do a combined 11, don't we? When there's a huge fixture. So that's what we're doing today, but it's got a little bit of a twist. We're doing it for the Pep and Klopp era. So it's not just this season, it's any player that's played under Pep and Klopp. You know, basically looking at some of the biggest and best names of that era. We're going to go through position by position, build it out. Buvey and Simon's team. Neve, you're the neutral here, so you're actually going to have the deciding vote on any disagreement, and I also want you weighing in constantly, because I've seen both teams, and I'm a little bit surprised at some of the names that have been selected.
We won't reveal yet, but there are a few surprises. So let's start with the goalkeeper position. Let's reveal who you've picked in goal.
Both. So easy, isn't it, lads?
Yeah.
Interesting one for you, because you are a very, very opinionated Man City fan that goes Man City over anyone, but you've gone Alisson over Ederson, and you've said it's easy.
Yeah, I think Ederson is the one for Guardiola in terms of distribution. He's slightly better than Alisson, but I think Alisson is, for me, the best keeper the Premier League's ever seen. And now Schmeichel's got more titles, Czech's got longevity as well. But in terms of pure goalkeeping ability, if I had one keeper to make a big save in a big moment in a game, I think Alisson's the best the league's ever seen, in my honest opinion.
Do you agree with that? Best the league's ever seen?
100%, definitely.
Really?
Yeah.
Better than
just like
Schmeichel?
one-on-ones and everything. It's like he makes that many important saves. It's like he makes that many. It's sort of diluted a bit, isn't it? He doesn't get, even though we know he's the best, he doesn't get the credit he deserves either. Do you know what I mean? He's that good.
Yeah. What do you think, Neve?
Yeah, I don't think this is one to be battling on. I think it's Alisson in.
Yeah. He wasn't even included in the Ballon d'Or list, was he, the short list this year?
Crazy.
Absolute disgrace. All right, let's get
stick him on, yeah.
Nice, easy
Prevented more goals in the Premier League since his debut than any other keeper. Best save percentage of any keeper to make over 75 Premier League appearances as well. Alisson's nailed on. Let's go to the,
right back. Is there going to be disagreement here?
I like that. I like that.
I can't believe this one. I thought you were going to back your boy here.
Do you know what? I would love to put Trent here, and obviously, like, Trent's amazing. There's nothing about that, but Kyle's got everything, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? Like, defensively as well. Trent, obviously, defensively has got some question marks there. Where Kyle Walker's just got it all.
Yeah.
OK, you both gone Kyle Walker, and I think we can rightly agree he will be known as one of the greatest right-backs the Premier League's ever seen. Neve, as a neutral here, in terms of when Trent does retire, because he's got a lot more years left in him because he's a lot younger than Kyle Walker, who do you think will end up having the greater Premier League legacy when they finish the game, Kyle Walker or Trent Alexander-Arnold?
It's a good question. To be honest, I think Trent, within the system of Liverpool, is absolutely fine, and his Liverpool legacy will be brilliant. But Kyle Walker, it's him. It's him for his overall game, 100%, and all the Premier League titles that he's won and potentially will win.
Yeah, 12 major trophies. Just quickly on Trent, I just want to ask you as a Liverpool fan, we've seen him playing in the midfield position for England, obviously right back for Liverpool. Where do you think his best position is? Because it is fascinating how he's utilised in different areas, different managers.
It's a tough one. It's just, when he's up against someone down that wing, he worries me a little bit, just defensively. Do you know what I mean? That's my only problem with Trent. Obviously, going forward, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? So, I don't know, probably midfield, to be honest, but...
Do you think you played Doku there today?
I think there's a world where he tries to challenge Trent, for sure. I think Trent is a fantastic player. I think any England fan thinking he needs to play in midfield for England in the crunch period of the Euros doesn't understand football. Seriously.
You want to elaborate on that? Why do you say that?
He's played well against Malta. You know, he's played in midfield and he's had a few experiences for Liverpool, but he's still not... I think the conversation around Trent takes him a little bit too far. It's a whole different discussion to be a defensive-minded midfielder, having to cover yourself defensively, you know, behind you, looking behind you when you're playing in midfield. Trent should not be... He's a fantastic player. He should be starting for England in midfield. No way.
OK, let's get Kyle Walker up on the board, though, because it's a right-back selection done.
Maybe a bit closer to the right.
Towards you, I reckon, a little bit, Boots. But
one thing we will say is two elite players, Cole.
Are we going to get any disagreement at centre-backs?
Yeah, what are you going with?
Which are we going for?
Let's reveal them.
Beautiful.
What's your other one? Read them both. Let's have a look at both of them. So
there's only one other.
Yeah.
Well, they've agreed on everything so far.
Agreement so far.
It's a new Buvey, isn't it? Very amicable. What's going on?
What can I say? There's a lot of goodwill between City and Liverpool. I mean, a lot of people say it's not a real rivalry because it's not. I think, you know, I went to City Liverpool games before the takeover. There was no security. There was no police. It's not a fierce. It's not Manchester United Liverpool, but it's a sporting rivalry, and you have to hold your hands up and say Virgil van Dijk, one of the best centre-backs the league's ever seen.
Go on then, you've both gone with the same two. Simon, let's come to you. Where do you think these two rank in terms of the greatest centre-backs in Premier League history?
It's got to be Verge for me. I just think... Again,
number one for you?
Yeah, number one, 100%. You know, he's the role.
Over Rio, Terry, all of them?
Yeah.
Company?
Yeah, I'd say definitely Virgil van Dijk. He's the Rolls Royce. He's been there, you know, flipping. His performances speak for themselves, don't they?
Buvey, greatest ever Premier League?
Not ever. He's not better than John Terry or Rio Ferdinand. There's maybe a conversation top 5. I don't think he's better than Vincent Kompany in terms of Premier League legacy. Is there a discussion right now he's the best centre-back in the league? I think there's an actual discussion because Ruben Diaz looked shaky against Chelsea and he's come back. No one's talking about it because of the injury and stuff. He's come back Virgil van Dijk. He's looked way better this season.
Neve, your thoughts on these? Anyone else you might have had as your... If you're picking the centre-backs, who
I think in terms of if we're saying over the whole of their career, those two I can agree with. But actually, if we're referring to that Pep and Klopp era, I wouldn't put Vincent Kompany in.
You wouldn't?
No.
Okay.
No, because he didn't play that much under Pep. I mean, I think he played about 50 games under Pep across a few seasons. And actually, I think Diaz and Stones could definitely, arguably, you could say they've perhaps surpassed him in terms of, as a Pep manager, and actually, in terms of ability, as a leader, as a captain, not. But in terms of ability, you could argue that Diaz and Stones have actually reached Kompany.
Yes, good shouts. You've got an agreement, though, so let's stick those two up, and we'll move to the left-back.
Yeah, is it another agreement here? This feels like one of the more obvious.
Has to be an agreement.
God, I mean,
what is going on?
I don't like this one as well because I'm not a fan of Andy Robertson. He's a bit of a crybaby for me, but he's still a world
Come on, Boo. What are you talking about?
You can be a left-back and a crybaby, a great left-back
How
and a
is
crybaby.
Andy Robertson a crybaby?
He's a moaner. You want the moaner on your side. When
league.
he's not on your side, he's annoying for football fans. But if you're a Liverpool fan, I get why you like him.
Yeah, but he has a bit of banter. He's not a crybaby. I won't go that far.
Big moaner. But he's a world class. He's probably the best left-back in the world on his day. He's still a moaner.
He's not top moaner. I disagree with you there. But I'll agree with you, he's the best left-back.
Yeah.
Not much competition from City side here, though. Should we just get Andy Robertson straight on and move on to the midfield? OK, I'm hoping we're going to get some midfield disagreement. For goodness sake.
Should we do the DM first, the three? How do you think we...
Yeah, I think let's just do the three. If you've got your three midfielders in there...
So we're going... Well, the thing with mine is I haven't put a DM in, so I've not really got the balance right here.
That's fine.
But let's not forget, we have got Verge and Kompany in, so do we need a DM?
OK.
It's your team,
Who's your three, then?
Am I going for the whole three straight away?
Just reveal them.
So I'm going David Silva, I'm going Kevin De Bruyne, and I'm going Bernardo Silva.
Liverpool fan picking 3 City players.
I know, I didn't want to do it, I'll be honest.
So is there no Liverpool player that came close to
you? You've got Gini Wijnaldum that I'd love to put in, and obviously he was amazing for Liverpool. Fabinho, but again, listen, I love Fabinho, love him. But again, consistency over years, I don't know, obviously you've got Rodri there.
So Simon's been very honest and picked 3 Man City. Have you got 3 Liverpool? No, I didn't think so.
But even Klopp doesn't want a midfield that dominates the ball. I think the best Liverpool side, they bypass midfield quickly. Henderson covers ground, Fabinho covers ground, gets it to Salah quickly. It's about their front 3, Liverpool, not their midfield. But City's midfield won us the treble last season. It was Ilkay Gundogan scoring in the FA Cup final, Rodri scoring in the Champions League final. It was all about our midfield.
So you've gone with, just to confirm, Rodri, Gundogan and Kevin De Bruyne.
Yep. I think, obviously, looking at De Bruyne, I think he'll retire as top 5 midfielders to ever play in the league. And Ilkay Gundogan, I'm gutted he left because I don't think he's doing massively well in Barcelona, in terms of the same level.
Yeah.
I wish we'd given him a contract.
No Bernardo, no David Silva.
Yeah, that's David Silva.
It's hard, yeah. It's hard. I love David Silva, but the Champions League, what it means for me to see a European Cup lifted as a City fan, Ilkay Gundogan, unfortunately, David Silva just didn't have that ability to win the Champions League with us, and that is such a shame.
We've got to have De Bruyne then. I think we can all agree.
Yeah, we've got it
nailed on.
So let's put De Bruyne goes on nailed on. Neve, let's come to you then.
Yeah.
Who are you seeing out of these other options?
Just someone who's been missed out here. Fernandinho.
What about Yaya Touré as well?
Yeah.
Back end of his career for Pep.
Yeah, Touré I think it's a little bit too late, but Fernandinho still played loads of minutes under Pep and some of his best minutes. But I think out of these guys, I think David Silva has to go in there.
Yeah, it has to.
Yeah.
Has to.
Yeah,
hard, though,
he has got a statue outside your stadium, Booth. So.
Yeah, but you think he's probably, after Kevin De Bruyne, I'd say David Silva's the best Man City player.
I'm surprised you haven't gone David Silva.
The issue is,
to be honest.
look, Ilkay Gundogan was Guardiola's first signing. He came in, he was a very low-level kind of... Football fans weren't considering him to be a massive addition for the club. He built his career up to literally guide Guardiola to win his third Champions League. David Silva, I think his best season came under Mancini, maybe Pellegrini. He was fantastic for Guardiola, but it's still one of those players back end of his career with Guardiola.
Yeah, most assists for David Silva was in the 2011-2012 season, interestingly.
What about Bernardo,
should we give Neve the final say with the two then, because they're not agreeing on the other two players? It's between David Silva,
it's up to you, Neve.
David Silva.
Rodri, Gundogan and Bernardo Silva. Which two would you go to?
Give me a good selection. I would put... Let's balance it out. Let's put Rodri in and then put David Silva in.
Yeah,
because that would be a great little midfield.
A lot of balance in that
That is not a bad midfield, is it?
A lot of balance in that midfield. I mean, not many Liverpool players so far on the board. 5-3. So how many are we going to see in this front three? Should we just go right winger to start with?
There's got to be one.
Surely a tap in here.
Even you have to put Mo Salah in your team, surely. But
I think there's a world where Bernardo Silva is a better total footballer than Salah. He started right wing in the Champions League final, and I hope Liverpool fans don't think I'm trying to wind them up saying that. He's a total footballer, and he started right wing. But as a pure winger with pace that gets goals, we're looking at the best. I think he's the best player in the world right now.
Go on then. One cup final. Who are you picking in that position? Bernardo Silva, Mo Salah in a one-off game, because you've bigged them both up there. Which one would you pick?
If it's Istanbul Champions League final against Inter Milan and Guardiola could swap out Bernardo Silva for Salah, he wouldn't swap out.
But you would.
Keep Bernardo Silva.
Because Salah is, like you said, a monster.
If Guardiola sat here right now,
he
he'd pick Bernardo Silva all day long.
But
all day long.
I'm not sure.
Such
Simon,
a
weigh in here. Come on,
diplomatic
can we hit back here, please?
Honestly, it's nonsense. Nonsense. Like Mo Salah, listen, I'm a big fan of Bernardo Silva. I've picked him in my 11, but come on now, we're talking about the Egyptian king here.
Yeah, he's amazing.
You know, and look at what he's doing this season. Look what he's done every season.
Yeah, I'm just saying the Guardiola system.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that. But as a player, for me, again, Bernardo Silva would go in, but when you're competing against Mo Salah, it's Mo Salah.
Do you think he's the greatest winger in the history of the league, Neve?
Yeah. In terms of the Premier League.
Ronaldo,
yeah.
I think. You have to put
Ronaldo's obviously Ronaldo's a better player, but in terms of the Premier League games played, how many games did Ronaldo play in the Premier League? Like 100.
Longevity's not there, but in terms of that one season we saw Ronaldo just before he left for Real Madrid, I've never. Salah's not given me those kind of feelings about football. Ronaldo changed.
Even when he got the Golden Boot and he broke the goals.
Yeah, a very efficient
record.
player, scores a load of goals, but Ronaldo did things. I mean, the free kick against Portsmouth, against David James, I've never seen anything. It's
Salah's
magic.
goal against you guys at Anfield when he was weaving
have to
that
remind me about that one.
defenders.
Right, let's stick him on then. Salah's
a tap in.
Let's have a look at the other two that you've picked
Tough now.
Because there's two more players left. So, Buvey, let's reveal yours.
Down the middle.
I thought you'd have Aguero.
Okay.
Yeah, and who's the other one?
Sadio Mane on the left.
OK.
Yeah.
Simon, let's look at your two. Sadio Mane and Erling Haaland.
Does Sadio Mane tap in for the left wing slot, Simon?
Yeah. Sorry, say that again.
Why Sadio Mane on the left wing?
Yeah.
I love the fact you said yes and then they said that again.
I was just thinking, because obviously Aguero flipping it. But no, Sadio Mane, again, you know, he's been with Liverpool, won it all with Liverpool. Obviously, you know, quite sentimental for me being a Liverpool fan. And
yeah.
Who else competes on the left wing? I was trying to think of other people, and there's no one really who competes with him, is there?
There was a lot made of Liverpool, obviously, in that transitional season, but it was a season after Sadio Mane left, when obviously there was a slight dip in form. Do you think that had a huge effect on the way Liverpool played? It was almost like a lot of people realised how good Sadio Mane was for Liverpool when he wasn't playing for Liverpool.
No, massively. And, again, just in energy, that pace, that having that explosiveness down the left. It's like with Diaz now. For me, when Diaz comes on, he gives the game an energy that, you know, you can't get from a lot of players, do you know what I mean? And Sadio was that. He's explosive.
Stick him on then. Neve, let's ask you where you go with for this one then. Haaland or Aguero? Obviously, the longevity debate comes into this, but in terms of goal scorers, who would you pick and why?
Yeah, I think because we've just seen Haaland's season. We've just seen him come into the league, and so it's exciting. But realistically, I think it has to be Aguero. It has to be.
Agree?
Yeah, I mean, just sensational, wasn't he? So let's get Aguero up, and then we can do managers.
Yeah.
Because Pep v Klopp, it's the never-ending debate of football, isn't it?
Oh, it's crazy, lads. It's crazy. I know the money argument's there, because the Liverpool fans will say, well, you spent a third of what Pep spent. But then you look at what he did with Barcelona. He brought 6-7 players through the academy, won Spain's first ever treble, then England's second ever treble, Centurion seasons, 2 Champions League final wins against Sir Alex Ferguson, then another Champions League final win, which is comparable to the Ancelottis of the world. He's the best manager in the history of football.
Klopp for you?
Yeah, Klopp. You know, at the end of the day, I can't argue that, you know, there's a massive difference. They're both absolutely amazing, but Klopp is his personality. Like you said, you know, I hate to say it, but we have spent a lot less money. We have had to manage a budget. I think he's done it very well. Obviously, he's reinventing the team now. We've got a whole new midfield, and for me, it's the feel and the vibe of it. You know, I just think he's a great guy as well as a manager.
Should we go to Niamh then for the final say?
You're deciding.
Oh gosh, this is brutal. Just
Come on,
they're both
Niamh.
just like the best at what they do, the best at what it is that they're good at. But I genuinely think it's somehow underrated, the consistency that Klopp has brought to Liverpool year in, year out, having to deal with injuries, having to deal with much low budget.
I think you're talking a lot of sense.
But then Guardiola's influence on English football and how he deals with players.
Getting splinters in.
Don't let him decide. Not let him convince you.
2 final wins against Sir Alex Ferguson, the great Man United sides. Him against Spurs.
Hang on a minute.
Final, he'd won the game before they got to the Champions League final. Liverpool had won the game before the game started.
City on the way to the final.
Yeah, when you got lucky with VAR.
Still rattled. Okay, yeah, okay.
Don't let him convince you, Niamh.
But what about if I said that Klopp? I think Klopp's done the most impressive job, but I think Guardiola's the better manager.
Okay, so which
topic.
magnet would you put up?
But Klopp's done the better job.
It's not about what's the better job, what's the best. The
Manager.
best.
Need a name.
Yeah, to manage that team, I want Guardiola.
Okay, there we go.
Decision
So
made.
there is confirmation. Let us know what you think of that at home. The best combined Man City Liverpool 11 in the Klopp and Pep era. Enjoy